finish his homework. Somehow that calm discussion had turned into a yelling match, so he'd stomped out of the family room to prove his point, ducked out the back door by the boiler room, and circled toward the front of the house, trying to think of a plan. There was the van, looking warm and friendly. He'd climbed in for a minute. "Close the door," he said to Jennifer. "It's freezing out." "Your mom says you've been conked out for more than 2 hours. His mom knew he was in the van? What was she, the FBI? Just for 1 second, couldn't she be like other moms and feel terrible because he'd run away? "I had the strangest dream," Adam said. "I dreamed that we had no school tomorrow because they came out with a new flavor of brown sugar wallops." Jennifer just stared at him. "Your hair's different," he said. She smiled. She'd put it in braids, and she wiggled her head back and forth to bounce them. "They look like the flying swings at Tri-River Adventure Park," he said. "I love that ride." "I guess that's a compliment," she said. "We've got to go. I told the Ameche brothers we'd be there by now. I need you to take this seriously, Adam. I really think they're our best chance to save the Slash." "Right," said Adam. He was thinking of the long list of people who had tried to save the Slash, their school newspaper at Harris Elementary/Middle School, and how all of them had failed. Mrs. Quigley, the acting principal, hadn't been able to save the Slash, and she loved Adam and Jennifer. Mr. Brooks, his favorite teacher, hadn't been able to save the Slash. A letter from the National Scholastic Press Association on official stationery defending freedom of the press hadn't been able to save the Slash. A story in the New York Times that praised the Slash hadn't saved the Slash. How were the Ameche brothers going to save the Slash? They were just kids. Adam had said all of this to Jennifer more than once, but the girl would not quit. "You're the one who's dreaming," he said. "Gotta live your dreams," said Jennifer, jumping out of the van. Adam did not move. He seemed to be struggling with a large lump in his pocket. He finally pulled out a plastic grocery bag with a smooth, rock-hard white sphere inside, almost as big as a tennis ball. "My God, what is that?" asked Jennifer. "It looks like a giant eyeball." Adam took it from the bag and stuffed it into his mouth. His eyes bulged from opening his jaw so wide. After a lot of loud slurping, he popped the ball back into the bag with his tongue. "Want a suck of my jawbreaker?" he said. "It's delicious." Adam and Jennifer biked together, racing much of the way. "Passing on the left," he yelled, streaking by her. "Au revoir, mon chéri," she called when she overtook him. The email from the Ameche brothers had said they lived in the West End, which was on the other side of the downtown area. It was a pretty long ride, 20 minutes, even biking hard, but Adam loved this time of year, when he could bike everywhere. His bike was his freedom. He loved riding to the West End and often wished he lived there. It was a beachy neighborhood by the river that had once been a summer community of little cottages. Over the years, city people had moved out to live there full-time, winterizing the cottages, adding porches and decks and second and third floors. Houses in the West End were crowded in so close that backyards were just narrow strips. Most houses did not have garages or driveways, so the streets and alleys were crammed with parked cars. That's what Adam loved. Everything was more squeezed together than in River Path or River Bluffs, where he and Jennifer lived. Every block had restaurants and bars and delis and pizzerias, and real shops, a butcher, a florist, a tailor, along with ice cream and hardware stores, and even a baseball card store. And people were always walking around, even late at night. Kids in the West End had no trouble getting up wiffle ball or touch football games or finding other kids to kick around a hacky sack. To Adam, the West End seemed like one big sleepover. All the West End streets and alleys were named for months or states. February Path, Minnesota Walk. The Ameche brothers' email said they lived on May Way West, in the middle of the block. "That must be it," Jennifer said.